Hi, I am Rhonda from the West Island blog and the 50 Fit Fitness program. I am here today with a very special guest, longtime friend and mindful art therapist, for lack of a better word, Arantza. Am I saying that right, Arantza? Welcome to the West Island blog 50 Fit program.
Well, thank you. I'm very happy to be here. Yes, that's perfect.
Okay, so I met you a while ago at a group that we share with some other girlfriends and stuff, and we are very happy to have you on because, in particular, I like to share how I feel better and how I do well in life, and art is one of those things. I paint, I sketch, I craft, I work with food, like things like that are artistic to me, and I write, all very artistic, and this is my particular journey that I'm sharing how I do well. And I know why I do art, but I needed a professional to explain to us why I feel better when I create.
Well, each person has a lot of information from many, many years ago within them. And art has a funny way of getting it out. So you don't have to use words. You don't have to use your brain. You just let it go and it comes out. So art is fantastic in that sense. It does no pressure. And each person chooses art is so vast that you can choose any medium. So
And
that's how you can.
actually, I have all my family were quite artistic. We have food stylists, we have graphic artists, we have, I mean, it's incredible the amount of art that is in my immediate family. Now, if I'm anxiety ridden, what would be something I would do, and what kind of services do you offer? Like when I get into a therapy session with you, what does it feel like?
Well, depends of each person. First, I am particularly, because that's what I like. I'm a visual artist, so I work with vision. But art doesn't have to be only about painting. You can do music, you can do singing, you can do all sorts of things. In my case, what I do is I first get the person in the mood by relaxing, meditation, but each person is different. So a session with me would be very much gathered to the person. So I have a little conversation, what makes you feel comfortable? Because there are some people that say they hate meditation. So yeah, so you don't really have to feel pressured to do what everybody else does. You know how you feel. Maybe some people feel outsiders that say, well, I don't see anything where I do, and then they have this pressure and they get more stressed out if you make them meditate.
Right.
So depends on the person. There's other ways. You can close your eyes and imagine a flower, or imagine, there are different exercises. They're very all sorts of things you can do. Once you are relaxed, once you don't have the pressure that you have to perform, because what's important in these sessions with art, I'm sure you have experienced it, is the process. What's the main thing that is going to get you out of the stress, of the anxiety? Because you don't really need to focus on the end project or what's going to be done.
Okay.
But just make.
And do you find that your clients come to you and they're anxiety ridden, and how many times do we have to go through therapy? Like how does it work? Do I take it home? I noticed that you do a lot on Facebook of your cartooning. You've done a lot of cartooning recently.
Well, I am a very complex individual. What I do for me is not necessarily what I suggest for other people, because like I said, each person is different. I am a spaz. I like everything, so I can do all sorts of things. And there are people that find relaxing moment in just one thing, like crocheting or. But what I do most in my studio, I'm at my studio right now.
I do my Zoom
Yeah,
with my knitting.
yeah, there you go. Now that's art too. That is art. Well, anything you do that doesn't involve your brain and you're creating something, that's art. It goes back to the human beginnings.
When you say we're not using our brain, you mean we're not using our
cognitive
logic?
or
Yes.
cognitive.
Yes.
We are using our subconscious and other systems in it's more complicated. Maybe another day we can go into it, because I'm very fond of science. But it has a very scientific base, that you use parts of your brain that you not normally use, and they are connected with. I don't do trauma therapy or any pathology. I don't cover that. I mostly focus on regular, normal, stressed out people with anxiety, or that just want to feel better.
And why does it make us feel better? Why do we feel better when we've created?
Because you create the gap. When you go into a session of art, it's like you take out your mental activities on normal day that create the stress out, and you let a space from within you flow, and creates a space to let. It's like when you go to sleep. It's the same thing as when you go to sleep, you rest. So in this case, the brain also goes not to rest, but goes to develop a different areas of your brain that needs to be developed. And also when you do art, it's the same as when you exercise. You free a set of hormones that are called the happiness hormones that battle the other hormones that are more related to the stress, like cortisol or adrenaline, or this here you liberate the dopamines or other that are more relaxing. And so it's not just that you go to sleep and you create your body heals itself with art, because it's happy, it's doing.
And if it's not happy, like we've seen on movies where kids end up like they create, and like sometimes the art comes out, it's a little bit more forceful. I know from myself, my art, I can tell when I'm grieving, my art is different than when I'm happy.
Yes.
Like somebody passed, I know what painting belongs to the one that passed. They're different.
Well, it is that you're touching a very important subject there. That's what I said. There's an area, it's called art therapy, that deals with trauma, and it's a very fine line there, because you can have some traumas that are really bad that need to be taken care of by a certified therapist or a psychologist, or somebody that knows, for example, it's a child that has been molested, or a woman that has been, those type of things that require more attention from a medical aspect. But our wear and tear, regular stress can be with just you at home. You can free these hormones, the happiness hormones, and can help you out. But also, for example, if you're sad or you have a little trauma, something, you had a fight with your good friend, or you have things that make you angry, the injustices of the world, you can put that on a journal, or you can create that on. What I do mostly at the studio too is art journaling. So it is a combination of art with journal. You don't necessarily have to write, but you can, if, like, for example, today you're feeling sad, you just put in there gray or whatever it makes you feel. So you get it out of your chest, you take it out, without saying a word, without thinking about it, you just get it out. And it's like we're in daily life, we have like a bag full of things, and we keep putting things in there, and we put things in there, and at the end of the day we're tired and we're angry. And if somebody says, well, something little, we can explode. But if we take that bag and we take things out through art, with art journaling, we diminish, we make that bag full of bad things smaller, and we feel better.
I'm amazed, and I'm not surprised, but I am amazed, and I'm grateful to you. And I want to thank you for coming on today, because it's quite incredible. And I've always thought I need to sketch something important. I never really thought about it as I can just sketch. And I'm always like, oh, well, what are you going to put? So you're not going to waste the paper. I'm not going to waste the paper with a pencil if I don't have a plan.
Well, if I add to that, many big artists in history, like Leonardo da Vinci, or many artists, Picasso, all of them, and even artists today, and even me or anybody, have a habit of having an art journal. And so the art journal is fantastic for that, exactly. It has a therapeutic goal. And also, you do your thing, and then once in a while you do something and you really like, and then you can reproduce that.
I see.
But the art journal, that everybody has it. It's not like Picasso started and did a masterpiece every day. No, he had a journal. Everybody has a journal. All the artists have a journal. and they do that every day, and they practice. It's like swimming, or like athletes that have to practice every day. As an artist, you have to practice every day, and then you get better and feel better about yourself. And
That's fantastic. I didn't realize that, and I've been painting for a long time, but I always feel like I have to be producing. Well, that's fantastic. I want to thank you. And how can everybody get in touch with you if they would like to do some art
well,
therapy?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram, the website. I love being on social media. So, and I'm very friendly. You can just talk to me and see what's happening and what's going on. There's always something different. And yeah, I'm always happy to hear from anybody.
All right. Thank you, Arantza. We were very happy to have you on today. You can check out her website at transform-art.com. She is a mindful art therapist. Thanks so much, Arantza.
Have a great day.
You too.